e6 declines the queen's gambit by defending the central d5 pawn. Knight f3 supports the d4 pawn and puts pressure on the e5 square. Knight f6 develops the knight, supports the d5 pawn, and controls the e4 square. Knight c3 develops the knight, attacks the d5 pawn, and controls the e4 square. Bishop e7 develops the bishop, supports the knight on f6, and prepares castling. Bishop f4 develops the bishop toward the center and controls the e5 square. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. e3 allows the light-squared bishop to develop and supports the d4 pawn. c5 attacks the pawn on d4, prepares to develop the knight behind the pawn, and opens the diagonal for the queen to develop. D takes c5 captures the pawn and frees the d4 square for white's pieces. Bishop takes c5 wins back a pawn and develops the bishop. This activates a queen by developing it off of its starting square, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. Solid. Continuing with standard opening theory, this pins a knight to the king. White develops further. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares. One more piece joins the action. This threatens to force a weak, isolated pawn. After all captures, this is an equal trade. A good use of time, thinking, and finding the only good move in the position. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This is an equal trade. This captures a pawn and eliminates a threat. Castling to the same side of the board is a more cautious approach. One of the best moves. This move puts the pawn on a safer square. After all captures, this is an equal trade. A clear recapture. This activates a piece and simultaneously wins time by attacking a queen. This avoids clear danger. The better move was to challenge the opposing rook for the open file. This allows the opponent to activate a rook by getting it to the 7th rank. The better move was to force moving the knight to a passive square. The clearly correct move for a threatened bishop. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. That's fine. This is a fair move. This wins time by threatening a rook and forcing it to move away. The better move was to move a rook to safety, a straightforward recapture. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. This captures a free rook. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. This misses a better way to move a bishop to safety. That pawn was free for the taking. The piece finds a new active square. With the right follow-up, this will win material through a discovered check. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. Very precise. That was a free rook. This steps away from the checking bishop. White's pieces move to a square with greater activity and control. This moves the bishop to a better location. This threatens to checkmate the king. This prevents the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. This steps away from the checking queen. Right on target. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. Very strong play. This threatens to force eventual checkmate.